Okay, everybody stand up. Okay, I want you to try to do this. I'm not very good at it. Put one hand on your nose and crisscross and do the other one on your ear. And try to go back and forth as fast as you can go. Ready, set, go. Something so simple as
myself in the eye. But I can't do it.
No, you guys do it to each other.
I can't do it.
Okay, everybody stop.
Oh, stop.
That's what I want to very briefly talk about. I want to talk about mindful instruction using some types of brain research to differentiate instruction and writing. And also, I tied in some other subjects, and I'm doing as fast as I can. Research already says that when you maximize movement in the classroom, you maximize learning. Evidence suggests that movement improves learner motivation. And this was based on the research by Kirk Fisher. And I have a PowerPoint, but I'm not going to play it all for the sake of time. If children can't remember it, that means they never really learned it. And that's where cooperative learning comes in, where you're using interactive writing, shared writing. All those are great techniques for ELL learners. They say that movement improves your circulation and it maximizes your concentration and evidence. Allow students to practice learning through body movement. And what we just did, and Mr. Brad Wilkie did those great energizers. Those are also great things to do in between transition periods. Cooperative learning is especially effective for English language learners because the students have more opportunities for verbal interaction in small groups. So right now, everyone at your table should have a little bag with some pictures. So select a leader and give everybody a picture. And what you're going to do, you're going to tell a story with these pictures. And whoever is the leader will begin the story. So you have to look at the picture and try to fix the picture with the story of the previous person. Does that make sense, everyone? We're good.
We're good. We know. Oh, somebody was.
And you have three.
We didn't get one. Y'all didn't get one. Okay, so let's watch this. I'll watch this.
We have 3 minutes to come up with we need to all see this.
I don't know. How does this work? Do we look at each other's pictures? I didn't know.
I think you make a story with those pictures, and whatever you make a part, someone else makes a part.
And we come in and do we?
So based on what
I don't even have
you
a card.
do,
Okay.
what?
All right. I took it.
1870.
You can take a screen.
What are you doing?
Okay. So somebody has.
You know, you said 1878.
I know.
Did I say that?
1875.
1875, Chief Feather Knot Dot looked across the grassy
That's just plain. You keep changing your story.
It doesn't matter because it goes on to her.
Okay. And he saw a bed
On the feathery plain.
on the
Grassy plain.
on the grassy plain. And he decided, I must go investigate. Gathered all of his men and started across the grassy fields.
Well, the only tools we have are spoons. So let's camouflage ourselves across the grassy plain and dig a trench with our spoons.
Okay.
Oh my
Okay, we have a group that wants to share their story. I would have you to write on chart paper, but we don't have enough time to do that. Okay, go ahead.
There once was a girl skipping along. She had a paintbrush in her hand. When she
came across the chicken that was eating grapes
She went home and went to bed and dreamt about flying.
and covered up with her special blanket.
Anyone else? Any other group would like to share? Okay. Successful cooperative learning activities are built upon clear expectation and teacher direction. For a brief moment, talk in your groups, and I would have you to write it on chart paper, but we don't have enough time. Talk about what makes cooperative learning work in your classroom. What are some key points or key elements, key characteristics that makes cooperative learning work in your classroom? Okay, you have 3 minutes.
I did a whole paper on this. Yes, I did. Issue 1 in my master's class was cooperative learning. And if you do not, as a teacher, model it and ask the correct questions, and your kids are not going to ask those correct questions to each other.
Are you filming us?
Just like they're.
I don't appreciate this. So about you should film our story.
They're going to pick it up.
The Nile, which are the Nile. No, that's the prize. That's the prize. Why you practice on your whip before you take it around with you to different places? And that's the prize. We're talking about our story. I had the whip. It's a spider. Where I missed? Oh my
Yeah, that's too much
to share what they
I was talking about science kits and little investigational activities at the tables and teams. And one child might discover how to balance a cardboard lobster, and another child would technically be copying, but they're still getting the experience. But they might see another child doing something, but then that child might figure it out. It just accelerates them.
So the difference in perspectives helps each other make those connections together. And they come together with so many different experiences per child. So my experiences and your experiences might balance in between and help bring both of us up.
On the other thing is, sometimes a 6-year-old can explain something to another 6-year-old way better than I can. Especially if it's like a language issue, because the language that they do have to explain it with is the language that will be understood by the student.
Okay, 3rd grade. Dr. Kay, what makes cooperative learning work in your classroom?
Anita was going to go for us.
Yes.
Okay, yes.
Okay. I actually studied this, so I'm really educated. But if teachers don't model it in your classroom, how you want the questions to be asked, when you do turn to your partner, they're not going to know what to say. And you do notice that a lot of kids, they don't ask for more questions, and they just say, okay, that sounds great, or they'll start talking about what they did last night. So you have to model what you want them to do, and there has to be a set expectation about what you should be talking about, because kids will just, use it as a time to talk.
Anyone else? 2nd grade?
Yeah, just going off what she was saying is, we discussed that setting the classroom environment from the beginning is so crucial to promote cooperative learning, because you need to set an environment in which the students feel comfortable sharing, and like we were working together, laughing, but still effectively learning something new. So that environment has to be set from the very beginning.
Okay, everybody stand up again. Okay, I'm gonna tell you a story, and the objective is I want you to listen for, maybe I should say. Okay, once upon a time there was a Statue of Liberty with a man holding a torch and a book. As he was drilling, down fell the crumbs that hit a trailer pulling a black limousine. Inside the limo was a man named Tom, who was wearing a black hat, a black vest, and black boots. Sitting beside Tom was Madonna, wearing a pink polka dot bikini, reading a letter. Behind Madonna was a Saint Bernard, wearing a necklace and a fur coat, chewing a bone. All of a sudden, in jumped in line. The Saint Bernard jumped out the window, knocked down the palm tree, and hit the Statue of Liberty. Now in your groups, on a sheet of paper, write down all the nouns you heard. I will do it again. I got jumped. I've heard.
Palm tree. Drill.
Limousine, is it out? Soap.
Bikini.
Book. Torch.
And lion.
Nouns. What other nouns?
And it was black. Yeah, it was strong. Man, just make it noise. There were dots on the bikini. Dots. What? Palm tree. Palm tree. Palm tree. Palm tree. Like calm. Right now we're calm.
Yes, we are. We're all calm.
Okay. So I have the St. Bernard dog, limo, Tom, hat, vest, boots, soap, drill, book, torch, chain, crumbs, Madonna, bikini, bone, man, dots, and palm tree. Window. Letter.
There was a bone. Oh,
We got the bone.
and there was a fur coat.
Fur coat.
The bone.
Count up how many you have.
Okay, who wants to tell us how many words did you come up with?
20.
Just count everything we want.
21. Read 21. Sure you put on now? Not answers. Oh my gosh. There were some of those words that had answers. I bet you got the answers. That's the kind of coat.
It should be 25.
25. Ooh, we were close. I couldn't write as fast.
Who can tell me what were the benefits of doing this exercise of acting out in the movement and the cooperative?
Helping us remember.
How would this help you with writing in the classroom? Anybody?
Act it out before they start generating their
Okay, and in your packets is a lesson plan about setting up an obstacle course to learn proposition. They have ideas about doing ABC freeze tag, jumping jack spelling bee, making letters out your body, walking on a story. That was the new one. I haven't read. Almost. Okay, these are just some websites that you can use to help with your lesson plan. I didn't put them in your packet, but I can email them to you. And another one I thought was really good is the veryfunenglish.com. I ran across that one, sitesforteachers.com. And I'll email these websites to you. And then I just wanted to share some pictures. And then we'll do one more activity, and I'm gonna get out the way.
Right here. I got some help.
Okay, while we're waiting on Elsie to interject, everybody find a partner, and you need to move your chair. One person needs to be in front of the other person. One person needs to be delicious, and the other person needs to be fabulous. So decide. Does everybody sing just like this? Okay, what are you? Delicious. This is delicious. Fabulous. Everybody delicious in the front. Everybody fabulous in the back.
Miss Wobble is loving it.
The writing prompt is your wildest drive, the wildest drive ever, okay? So, wildest drive ever. So everybody crank up your car, turn your car on.
We start our cars. We don't crank.
If you were to write this story down, how would you begin your story about the wildest drive ever? Just 2 seconds.
She'd be drinking too much. It's the day backseat drives. I was shifting.
Why am I getting nervous?
Tell us your story. All right.
I just had the first sentence. That was all you
Give us your first sentence.
One day, delicious and fabulous were out on the table.
I was scared to death when Barnhart got behind the wheel.
You were scared to death when
Oh,
Barnhart...
fabulous. Sorry, fabulous.
Anybody else? A beginning of a story? Anybody?
The biggest mistake I ever got was getting in the car with Delicious.
And as my closing point, these are just some proactive learning activities we did in the classroom with writing. We were doing letters. They had to put a letter together with a partner, and then they had to label a letter. Children love making newspapers. They're making newspapers. They enjoy that. One time we did signs for a protest.
Rachel. How she's doing.
Oh, this is labeling the letter. Where they did the head of a letter, the body of a letter, and then this was the closing. Right here we did bowling with parts of a letter. Right here they had swap the noun. Let's swap the noun again. Children love that. They think they're anger management. Right here they're putting a sentence together. This was at another school. The kids did a simile city. For your K2, you have students making a sentence out of blocks. And thank you very much.